So, hey guys, my name is Rob from Trail Tours. I'll be continuing on the video that Emma was doing there before. Just how to go over some tough terrain. So what we're going to be doing now is some roots. Nothing too technical here. We'll kind of move on throughout the video. You'll see a couple clips of some harder ones at the end, but big thing with roots is just making sure that you're picking your lines appropriately. Roots, they're never usually dead on straight. Sometimes they're on a little bit of an angle here and there. And especially when it's wet, they can kick you around. They can throw you into a couple trees, especially when you're in the tight single track. So what you want to do is at all times, if you can, try and avoid them. And if you can't avoid them, say it's a big section, you just got to kind of pick your right line. So your right line, what it's going to look like ideally would be a bunch of straight facing roots, so you can just nice and easily ride over them. Sometimes it's not that situation. So what we have here is just some kind of off angle roots going across the trail. What we're gonna wanna do is, like I said at the beginning, try and avoid them. So if you see a way around them, just try and squeak your tire around them. If you can't, then you gotta cut over them. So all you wanna do is just tighten up those legs, loosen up the hands, and expect which way your tire is going to push. So if it's a right facing route like this and you're going to hit it, your tire is obviously going to push to the right. If it was aiming kind of on like a left angle, your tire is going to push to the left. So it just depends which way you hit it. Yeah, that's about it. All right, yeah, so welcome back, guys. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go over some tougher roots. They're bigger, there's more kind of a deeper hole in front of it. Yeah, so main few techniques that we're gonna wanna use when we go up to these roots. It's number one, making sure we're in that standing up position. Two, we always wanna be covering the clutch. What I mean by covering that clutch is at least just having one finger over top of that clutch lever sitting there in case you got to use it. Because when you come up to roots like this, what sometimes can happen, if you're going too slow, you can stall the bike out. So in order to not stall the bike, I can feather that clutch. So my finger's right there in case I got to use it. That time to move my finger or move my hand up to the clutch will cost you. So it's good to always start riding, covering that clutch so that way you can use it when you need to. Keeping my head up, looking past the roots. I don't really want to stare at them. Of course, when I'm coming up to them, I want to see it and kind of come up with an attack game plan in my head before I go over them. But I don't want to stare those roots down and watch them go under me, because then I'm not focused on what's ahead of me down the trail, what's further down the trail. Yeah, so standing up, probably in about second gear. Second gear, it's the same for hitting logs. You just kind of get the most torque, most power out of the bike right there in that gear. So looking far ahead of those roots, looking far up the trail, and that's basically it. Just try and avoid the big roots if you can. Stick to the dirt. If you can't, in this situation we can't. So we're gonna have to try and kind of pop over those roots. It's the same as hitting a log. You kind of stand up, lean back a little bit. It's nice and steady on the gas, and you'll just coast right over. Awesome, so a little continuation, guys. We're out here in the beautiful Ganaraska Forest now. What we're gonna learn to do is go over some whoops. Whoops are quite the obstacle out here. There's lots of them, the forest is filled full. So they can be pretty dangerous if not done properly, especially for beginners. And as you try and work your way through advancing different techniques into the whoops, it can be a little hairy sometimes. So what I'm gonna do is try my best to teach you guys how to properly go through them. Whoops are basically, if to skiers they would call them moguls. For us, whoops are right here. So it's basically like the waves of dirt, okay? Some are a bit deeper, some are a bit longer, a bit shorter, not as deep. It depends on every single one. So you kind of gotta watch yourself as you're going through them. So there's three ways to go through the whoops. There's a beginner way, intermediate level, and the advanced level, okay? Novice, intermediate, they kind of tie in together. The beginner way and the best, safest way possible to go through the whoops is simply just when you're going over the whoop, when you're coming over, you want to let off the gas, and as you get down into the dip, you're gonna go back on the gas. So it's kind of rolling on the gas to go over, off the gas, on the gas. So you just kind of simply just roll over the whoops. Nice and easy. The second way, novice intermediate level, to go over the whoops is to start playing with lifting your front wheel. So as you come into the whoop section, as you can see, there's a lot of whoops behind me here. What I would simply do is I'd try and lift my front wheel and land it into the every second whoop. So what that's going to do is basically allow you to kind of relieve yourself of so much of the G'ing out every time you go through the whoops, and it helps you get through them a little bit faster. The third way and the most advanced way of going through the whoops is jumping through them. So what you would do is basically come up, you would preload the suspension, give it a bit of gas, and you jump from whoop to whoop. Right on, guys. So thanks for watching the technical riding video. Give us a like, subscribe if you want to see some more videos like this one. But hopefully you guys, if you're in the area, come on, check us out. Have a fun day in the Ganny, and let's get out riding. See you guys later.